All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we have actually the first NBA recap of the season. If you enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. Let's get it started with the Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks took care of them 127 to 104. The Nets never really had it. When I was watching, they went on some runs. They went on some little runs, but KD wasn't really on his best stuff tonight. James Harden definitely wasn't on his best stuff. If it wasn't for Patty Mills and his 7 for 7 threes, 5 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter for Patty Mills. If it wasn't for that, it wasn't even really that close, to be honest with you. 23 points, that's not even that close. So Milwaukee, they were missing a couple of key pieces tonight, but they still looked phenomenal. Giannis looked great. He was actually looking really confident shooting that three ball. The defense was there. It's not panic time for Brooklyn, but he had a good statistical game from KD. He didn't really get his teammates involved. 4 assists for him tonight, but 32 points and 11 rebounds, 13 of 25 from the field. And then for James Harden, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Wasn't really his best night shooting the ball from the field, 6 of 16, but from downtown, 4 of 8. So he was connecting. 1 steal, 2 blocks for James Harden. I don't know what's going to happen with this whole Kyrie Irving situation. I am still holding out that he is going to get vaccinated and that they're going to be able to play him, but the Nets are under the assumption that he isn't and that they're just going to be without him for the whole year. So who really knows what's going to happen? If they don't have Kyrie Irving, first off, I think they need to put Patty Mills in the starting lineup. He looks great. But other than that, they need to figure something out. It is just the first game, 12 turnovers compared to Milwaukee's 7, but the offense, it just isn't looking as dominant as it was last season. But like I said, it is the first game, so I guess you can't really put too much emphasis on it. On Milwaukee's side, you saw Giannis score 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 7 assists. Now, he was only 1 of 4 from downtown, but he definitely looks a lot more comfortable. He was pulling the trigger, couple pull-up threes, actually, for Giannis. Threw in a steal, threw in 2 blocks as well. Brook Lopez, 3 blocks for him. He was defensively really huge for him. Chris Middleton, consistent Chris. 20 points, 9 rebounds for him, 8 of 17 from the field. Kind of a quiet night from Drew Holiday, only 12 points, but it was very efficient. And then off the bench is really where Milwaukee won this game, or put him away. Jordan Nwora with 15 points and 6 rebounds, good game from him. And then Pat Connaughton with 20 points, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 9 from downtown. He was absolutely huge for him. Now, let's get into this Warriors-Lakers game because this game was awesome to watch. The Lakers were really controlling the first half of the entire game, and then something started to click for Golden State once the third quarter began, and then really in the fourth quarter, they just kind of took them away. 121 to 114. I feel like the Lakers had several opportunities to get rid of Golden State, especially, even in the third quarter, they went on a couple of runs, a couple 7-0 runs, but they just were not able to get the job done. Both teams shot pretty well from the field. They both shot 36% from downtown. Both teams were extremely sloppy, 17 turnovers for each of them. Steph Curry, I believe it was the 7th, maybe it was his 8th, but I believe it was his 7th career triple-double, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. Not a good night shooting for him, 5 of 21, 2 of 8 from downtown, but he had some nice, great pick-and-roll 3 to really, pretty much the dagger, great pick-and-roll with Draymond Green late in the fourth quarter, but you're not going to see this too often. Steph Curry not shooting the ball, 5 of 21 from the field, not great at all, but they still found a way to win on the road, and he still found a way to drop 21 points and a triple-double. So that was great for him. Jordan Poole was huge for him. He had some nice threes in the second half, too. 20 points, 8 of 18 from the field, 4 of 11 from downtown. Andrew Wiggins had some really clutch three-pointers there at the end. 12.7 rebounds, 2 threes for him. The Lake Show, their starters, Russ I couldn't tell if it wasn't his game or if this is going to be an issue, just like a spacing issue. He wasn't that aggressive in the first half, definitely ramped the aggressiveness up in the second half, but for the most part, it was a horrible night for Russ. 8 points, 5 rebounds. LeBron and AD, they were shooting lights out, specifically LeBron, 5 threes for him, 34 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists, 13 to 23 from the field. And then just as efficient, Anthony Davis, 33 points, 11 rebounds, 15 of 26 from the field. The downside was with Anthony Davis, he was only 2 of 7 from the free throw line, and LeBron James was only 3 of 6 from the free throw line. So, I mean, you add those up, and the Lakers probably win this basketball game. Not a good sign, but not the end of the world. Golden State's bench was huge for him. I feel like that's probably why they won this basketball game. Jalika, however you say that guy's name, 15 points, 11 rebounds. He was super, super low-key last year. I mean, the Kings, super small market. No one really knew about this guy. He's been in the league for a while, 33 years old. 15 points, 11 rebounds, 6 of 7 from the field, 1 of 1 from deep. Also threw in 4 assists. He was all over the place. 25 minutes for him. He looked phenomenal and very important for this team. Iggy had some nice threes in the first half, 12 points for him. Damian Lee had several key buckets, 15 points off the bench. From the Lakers side, you saw not LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 threes for him. It was really nice to see Melo in a regular season game at home in Los Angeles. It's just a cool sight to see, and the 2 threes he made, those were awesome. So hopefully a good season's in store for Carmelo. He's a great free throw shooter now, solid 3-point shooter as well, so that is definitely what they could use. Dwight Howard, 5 points, 6 rebounds off the bench. Malik Monk had a handful of threes. Avery Bradley had a handful of threes, and then Rondo pitched in a 3 too. So altogether, the Lakers, they just fell short. I feel like it just wasn't really that great of a team effort from the Lakers side, like all around. Like Russ was definitely detrimental to them tonight. I'm not quite sure, like I said, if that's going to be a long-term issue or if he just really wasn't on his game. I think it's more so he wasn't on his game. He wasn't making his jump shots. He definitely wasn't making his threes. Wasn't even really making his layups. Like I said, got a lot more aggressive in the second half, but just nothing was falling for him. So that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I try to do these recaps every single night, so stay tuned.